Alright, we're starting the initial D project here. I'm tearing down my NZXT 410. Current configuration had a bunch of extra crap it didn't need. There's the old WRX build there with the STI logo and everything in there. A little bit of extra modders mesh. So it had one of these doodads in it. It's a quick swap bay for hard drives. I used it one time, never used it. So I pulled the case feet off of that one and had the MNPC Tech high-rise rubber feet, and I rotated the power supply upside down now, so it'll be getting air. It's I think almost a ½ inch taller now. It sat right on my desk before. I tried setting it like this, and this fan was overstressing and it started to overheat. Not a good thing. So I have that set down now. Cold air straight out. I just recabled all my hard drives. I moved that hard drive that was in this bay down here. So what have we got, like 5 now? 2 500s in RAID, 1 terabyte, and then 3 terabyte, and then 151 in there just cause that's what I keep all my website stuff on. That's the backup. It wasn't going to be the greatest quality video ever, but I kind of thought that this project deserved some sort of closure, even though I didn't quite declare it done, which is why I never really did the article and finished anything on this until now. But I'm going to go ahead and consider it done now, finally. Even though there are things I want to fix and add to it, but this is the initial D computer case as it sits. It's been like this for almost a year. I just haven't gotten around to finishing it. It needs to be taken back apart to finish the rest of it, and it's too much of a hassle since I use it all the time. It takes a couple hours to take all the panels off and everything. But basically, I've decoupaged issue 1 of Initial D, the Tokyo Pop version, so I didn't actually care about cutting it apart because that translation isn't very good. They changed all the characters' names and stuff, and it's not the best thing, but you know, I got the Hachiroku right there in the center. Fun project. I've never done any kind of manga bomb or decoupage or anything like that before. Let's see if I can get the phone over here. I'm shooting this on my phone because my camera's it's not going to work out. There's not enough light in here. So there's my current setup on the inside. All the hardware is the same, except I now have a another set of RAM in there. Hi, you can see me. Hello. And I have a new EVGA graphics card. It's a what is it? A GTX 750 Ti. That's what it is. Which is a great bargain card. It's probably a better one by now because it's been a little while since I've gotten it. I've got still 5 hard drives in there. You can't really see because it's too dark, but I still have 5 hard drives in there. One of them is, instead of 150, I now have 3 terabytes for all the video storage for stuff like this. And this is what I ended up doing with the front bezels. I just put fangirls over top of them. You can see my fingernails are super long again because I'm a child. And I did end up leaving the fan recessed in, and I just dropped that front panel, but whatever. Got the flashlight turned on so now you can actually see. This knob controls fans here and here, and those keep my hard drives nice and cool because there are a lot of them. They get really hot. This controls this fan on this radiator, and then the next one controls that one, and then that controls the rear fan. So everything's hooked up to its own fan controller, and I don't use the fan controller that is attached to the water block. I also replaced the fans up top with orange ones that are silent fans. I think they're Scorpion brand. Yeah, that sounds right, Scorpion brand. And the ones on the inside here are also Scorpion brand. You can tell because they're orange. We can't tell here because I have to actually take the thing out. But that's like my favorite thing about this case is you can just pop the fans out. And yeah, they're all the same fan. There's the model number. They're pretty quiet. They're not as quiet as I was hoping. But they're a pretty good bargain. I think I paid $40 for 4 fans or something like that, and they're pretty decent quality. But part of the problem with this project was this fake carbon fiber look never came out right, and the paintwork on it, just, you know, you can see that it's not perfect and it's got cracks and detail errors in it. But that was the main reason why I never really declared it done. That, and it's I was originally going to have a Trueno logo on the front, and I thought about incorporating a modern Toyota emblem. This is one I got off of a wrecked car that was just hanging out in Dad's shop. But that never happened. It didn't really fit because it's a retro car and that's like a new logo. But I did peel engine coolant cap off of an old Toyota, and I thought that would be cool to integrate that into one of the side panels as a pull to pull the door off more easily, or I could put it up here next to the radiator where it would actually make sense. But that's just another cool thing I thought about doing. In the final stages of the project, I am going to cut out holes here in front of the radiator, and once I get this model kit done, I was using the same paint, so the paint turned out bad on this too. It's supposed to just have this little AE86 set up top, and that's the final form of what it would look like. But I don't know, my computer setup is so convoluted and complicated. I still haven't gotten a good sound card in there, so I think I have one PCI slot free, yeah. But let's try to get this over to the other side. You can see I got all this stuff hooked up. Since I run a capture card, and I also have drawing pads, and I have 3 monitors hooked up, it's kind of a nightmare to keep track of everything. And even with the water cooling, it still runs pretty, not warm, but it doesn't run as cool as you think it would, because there's just so much stuff going on in it. But yeah, that's my current rig setup. That's kind of, I'm going to call this the end of the project. I'll issue a project update if I ever change anything more than this. But it came out mostly good. I mean, when people see it, they think it's pretty cool. So I like how the decoupage, especially on this panel, turned out. I just used Mod Podge, which I think I got at Walmart. Yeah, I used it recently, so there it is. This is the kind I got. And then I just sprayed like flat Krylon clear over that to seal it. I was going to use resin, but I was afraid that since the body panel's flex, that the resin would crack. I also did my keyboard tray with the leftover pages. I needed to modify my keyboard tray anyway. I was hoping to do this too, but I couldn't figure out a way to get the stick. My chair rubs up against that, so it's a shitty cheap desk, but yep. So that's it. Spot to keep my Namco tokens. It's very important. It's very, very important. Snacks!